Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to New Forest Morphs. I'm really happy today because one of my favourite families have come into the facility, and it's Luca's family. Amy, Mummy, welcome to the facility. It's been a couple of weeks.
It has.
Glad you can make it. I like your top, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It's a bit, well, you know.
Yeah.
If you like to play Pictionary and all that.
Yeah. No, I like it. I like it. Every time Amy's family come, they all bring different T-shirts. Now, Luca, what T-shirt are you wearing today? Should we show Daddy? So he's got Spider-Man
And friends.
Talking about Spider-Man, Luca's going to feed the tarantulas today, and we're going to do that in a minute. And Daddy, I'm going to have to take a video of your T-shirt because I do like it. So Adam, he's our cameraman. Thank you, Adam.
That's okay.
So you've chosen. Just tell us about your T-shirt.
It's from the series Loki.
Like it? Like it?
I still don't understand the connection with the crocodile, but...
He's in the series.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I must have blinked.
But when you come to a snake pit like this, you're all coming very appropriately dressed.
Of course,
So
we try.
thank you. And Luca gave me a little gift, which I want to say thank you very much, Luca, for this gift. I'm going to put it on Jared's seat, so when he comes in the facility on Monday, I'm going to get him to sit on it. He might go, ouch! No, only kidding, I won't let him sit on it. But apparently these cacti, do they need a little bit of humidity to...
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously in the
It's
desert...
a succulent.
It's a succulent, is it?
Yeah.
So,
Very hard to kill.
Oh, you put it in the right hands. But they will flower, won't they? I can already see on the tips. But anyway, thank you, because that's going to brighten up.
Every place needs a
What Amy does is she's very good at brightening up my facility, because not only with a dazzling personality and smile, but it's the animals and all the bugs and things that she brings me, because as you'll know, Amy's very kindly gave me 2 beautiful tarantulas, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to feed them. And Luca, do you want to come and feed them?
There's 2 more gifts.
Shall I? Sorry?
There's 2 more gifts.
Oh, we've got 2 more gifts. I've got a surprise gift. Let's do the other gifts before we go any further, because I think, and I know, that Amy has been being a busy lady, and
Here it is.
what have we got here? Thank you, thank you. Wow,
If you turn it around the other way.
wow.
That.
That is so beautiful. Oh my goodness me, that is stunning.
If you get Adam to hold it, it's good
Can
at
I-
a distance.
Okay, well should I hold it up? And
Yeah.
then I think we need to show the viewers this beautiful picture here, because this is hand stitched, I'm guessing.
It's diamond art, so you have to put each diamond on individually.
Amy, that is such a what a beautiful present. I mean, honestly, that would have taken you hours to do that.
It took me a few long hours in 3 days to do it.
That's love and devotion for you. So, thank you, Amy. That is so special.
Pass it, I'll turn it around so you can see it properly.
Yeah,
So if you do it, so if you put it on your wall when you walk in the snake room, look.
that is just awesome. I mean,
The
honestly,
further back you get, the better the detail as well.
I've got to let me just maybe you go back, Adam. Let me
Yeah.
just hold it. I'll hold it so the camera can see.
The camera can
this.
see it.
But this has got to go on the wall and framed for sure, because just look how pretty that. What do you think, Luca, of this? Is your mum clever? So how do you work out where to put each diamond?
Well,
That's
it's
the
got
thing.
it on the paper. So
It's all coded.
It's all coded.
So you've got to follow the code.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically a paint by numbers for diamond art.
I think it's brilliant.
But it's literally the tiny diamond, so you have to sit there with like a pen, and you have to put each diamond on.
Dedication for you, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, that is really that is a very, very precious present. Thank
But it's very hard to try and get a ball python diamond art. And I saw it, and I was like, you know what? Let me.
you. Yeah. When I look at that, and I think to myself, that is. And the further I go back, the better it is. So that will be framed, and that will be going in the facility. So thank you. My wife will get a frame for this, and we'll have that up there, because I am really touched by that. That is beautiful. And where do you get hold of this art?
It's you can get it anywhere. You can go Amazon. Have you heard of that thing called Temu?
No.
It's a thing called Temu, and it's like really cheap. Diamond
I
art
know.
is so cheap on there.
I know what you mean, because they're based in China.
Yeah, but the diamond art is so cheap on there, and they're better than Wish. So Wish take months to get here, but
Yeah.
Temu isn't too bad.
Yeah, that is special. I know Mandy's going to love this when I show her, because Mandy loves her art too. What a clever mummy. Yeah, it takes some doing to do that. Really?
Oh, because I'm going to get diagnosed. I think I might have ADHD.
Yeah.
But I like doing diamond art because it gives me something to focus on. I've not got 10,000 thoughts going on.
Do you know what? That's really good. It's good
It
therapy.
gives me
isn't
something to focus, and
Yeah.
it calms me down a little bit, so I'm not
Well, in
messing
that
around
case,
all over the
if
place.
there's anybody out there that would like to get involved in this art, please hit us up. And it might be that if you like these, they're good therapy for you, you might be able to have an outlet for your art if other people out on the YouTube channel are interested in this kind of art. I wonder whether you can do it by taking a picture of your. You can take a picture of your favourite snake, and
send it to the company, and they'll print it on.
How about that? So if you've got a favourite reptile, not any ball python.
Anything. Could be do people.
I think it's really, really, really clever stuff. Honestly, I thought you'd kind of woven that. I had no idea. Wow, that is so beautiful. Well, thank you so much. I'm really touched by that. So I'm going to actually just. I want to almost just leave it on display. Really
if you just put it between...
I'll tell you what, I'll put it up here.
Don't know if it will sit there though, because it's a bit floppy.
Or maybe I can... Just trying to think. Almost like it needs to be...
Pinned,
doesn't it? I've got a couple of clips I can pin it on, but... I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get it framed and then properly displayed, I think. Could I just put it on that side?
Yeah.
You should be kind enough just to... That's really kind. Now, I'm going to bring the spiders over.
Hang on, there's one more.
Oh! What is Mummy doing? It's not even Christmas time.
Oh, there
yet.
you go. You can kind of sit there like that.
There you go. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. I'm liking it.
You've got to close your eyes for this one.
Okay, closing my eyes. Of course, Mummy's got the squeaky chair. It's not me. I forgot to order that.
There you go.
What have we got here?
It's a pastel pinstripe, female.
Oh my goodness me! I cannot believe this. So. Let me have a little look and see what we've got here. She's a female.
Yep.
Oh, she looks beautiful. I had no idea that you were going to get me a snake. How about that? So, Mummy's treating me to a snake now. Well, that's really kind of you. Thank you. Let's have a wee look and see. And she looks like she's very well developed as well. Beautiful. So this pastel pinstripe would be... the name for a pastel pinstripe is called a... Do you know what it's called? I'm trying to remember now. They're called... slipped my mind now. There's a special name for them. They'll come to me. But oh, she's pretty, isn't she? I love the... Look at the markings on her as well. Look how hieroglyphic, isn't it? So that is really beautiful. Thank you so much for that. That's really kind of you. What I'm going to do is...
I know she has to go into quarantine.
I'll put her into quarantine, but that was a really kind, very kind of you. Thank you so much. So let me just put that back in here, if that's okay. And I'll put her in quarantine. And wonderful. Thank you.
Because I don't think I've actually seen any pinstripes in your facility.
Well, we've got one or two.
Yeah.
And the ones that we've got are het for G-stripe.
Yeah.
So let me... do you know what? I should know what a pastel pinstripe is called, because my mind's gone at the moment. It'll come back to me. It will come back.
But she's a pastel pinstripe, so...
Yeah, she's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And she looks like she's quite well developed as well. Yeah, got some good size in her. So thank you for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to feed the spiders next. So if I get out the spiders, and then Luca, do you want to feed the spiders? And then we're going to move on to the part of the video is actually you've got some questions on breeding. And so Amy's going to ask lots and lots of questions about what do we do before we start the breeding season. And we're going to take a few of those questions. In fact, why don't we actually take the questions first and then feed the spiders at the end, shall we? Are you okay with that, Luca? Yeah? So let's start off with your first question then. What would you say is one of the questions that's going through your mind?
So how do you... It's weird because, you know, like when you breed certain animals, sometimes you have to... I mean, I think there's a reptile, I can't remember what it is, but sometimes you have to adjust the heating and stuff and kind of do that.
Mm-hmm.
So is it the same with ball pythons? Do you kind of adjust the heating so they thingy, or is it just a case of you learn to read their behaviour and then it's like, right, she's ready, he's not, like that kind of, you know what I mean? I've never done it, so I'm a bit...
It's a good question. So there's two theories out there. They say some breeders actually drop their ambient temperature 1 or 2 degrees to create the seasonal drop in temperature. So if your facility is running at 76, 77, 78, people then drop that down 1 or 2 degrees. Now what we found, being in the forest here, and we leave our windows open, is that when the cold nights come, the ambient temperature naturally drops. So if you look carefully at our temperature gauge, you can see it's running at 76.
Yeah.
Normally it's running at 78 to 80. So this colder weather is already naturally kicking in. In other words, Jared and I have done nothing.
Yeah.
We've just let Mother Nature kickstart its own thing. Now these animals in the wild, they adjust to drops in temperature. So it's a really good question, and I think some breeders believe that when they drop their temperatures, they get better results because then it fires up the animals. So these colder temperatures have occurred for the last 2 weeks, and guess what's been happening in our facility since then?
Eating a lot.
Pounding, the girls pounding like crazy.
Yeah.
So, for example, Calypso, who shed out last week, hadn't eaten for 2 or 3 months, and I was quite worried about her. And Jared and I were worried about her, thinking, is she going to get back on food? Now, I had a 200-gram rat last time, and she's big enough to take it, and I thought, should I? Or should I go small? She nearly took my hand off. Honestly, I opened the rub, and she came out and nailed a 200. I was so relieved because she's been refusing for quite a while. And I said to Jared, because we were concerned, we've got this beautiful, and he shed out. Bingo has just shed out. So what I'll do is I'm going to put this girl on some heat. If I put her on some heat, just remind me to take her back into the quarantine area. But I'll put her on. I've got a spare rub over here. Yeah, I can put her in here. And I'll bring out Bingo.
Bingo.
Now Bingo is a clown pied boy with a difference, and he is almost ready for breeding, but he hasn't got any women to go to.
Okay.
At least we thought he hadn't, and I was going to buy 3 imports from America. I've had a problem with the shipping, but he just shut out. Just look how beautiful he is. Do you know who he is? Have a guess what he is.
Well, he's banana.
He's banana.
And pied, obviously.
And he's pied. He's a banana pied. He's also got leopard in him. And he is a clown pied. So you can't see the clowns very well because banana kind of hides that a little bit. But he's a clown pied, and he's a real stud. Because that boy there can put clown pieds into other genetics for us. He's carrying 2 recessive genes and 2 one dominant, which is leopard, and 1 incomplete dominant, which is banana. So he just shed out today, so I think it's the right boy to bring out. And he's pounding food at the moment, eating well, doing well. He's a beautiful little boy. He's got lovely temperament, and he's got slightly red eyes.
Yeah.
You know, they're not quite black, they're dark burgundy. But he's a very valuable animal to us. And so, we want to put him to a female. Now, he's 700 grams, he's producing sperm. So what you would do is you would check, first of all, if your boys are firing on all cylinders. So when the temperatures drop and the girls are showing pounding instincts, the boys, and I think, Adam, you said that one of our boys,
Finn.
was
Yeah,
it Finn?
over here.
Just have a look at Finn. If you pull out the drawer, you watch him come out, you can put the camera on him as well. He was wanting to come out. And it's probably gone back in now, but he was curious. Now, what do you think, Finn? Why would a boy want to come out of the rub, do you think?
To have some fun time.
He's smelling the females, and the females are giving off the scenting. So what's going on is if your boys come to the end of the rub and they want to come out, they're smelling the girls and thinking, I want some time with the girls.
Yeah.
You know. So there's another indication as to whether your snakes are getting ready to breed. The other thing is that some snakes come to the end of the rub if they are not comfortable with temperatures. So you've got to distinguish between, there could be 3 reasons why a boy or a girl may want to come out. But normally, at the height of the breeding season, all my boys are wanting to come out. Because the girls are just giving off so many...
So you'd see them all coming to the front of the...
They come to the front, they want to explore, they're exploring, they want a female. That tells me that we're the beginning of the locking season. So there's something else. So what I wrote, to answer your question, and it's a good question, Amy, is that if your ambient temperature stays at 78 and doesn't go anywhere, irrespective of what's going outside, you could drop it at 1 or 2 degrees to bring about a reaction.
Yeah.
If you are naturally finding that your ambient temperature drops 1 or 2 degrees, you don't need to.
Okay.
So, but either way, a couple of degrees drop, and people put it on a cycle, so it drops during the night and then comes back up. Most of the breeding's done at night anyway, but I've had them breeding during the day. And that leads me to the next question, which is, when's the best time to pair, during the day or during the night?
Well, I say during the night because they're most active during the night, aren't they? Which is why I switched my feeding to night time, because you said that's what time you feed.
And how's the feeding going?
Well, Cammy ate, which I was really surprised of because she's been fasting.
She's the head clown.
Yeah.
Now, why do you think she's doing that? She's sensing
Well, yeah.
breeding season. I need to put some weight on it.
I wasn't expecting her to eat, and also she just took it. I was like, oh, okay.
She's letting you know that I'm ready to build.
Yeah.
Which is really good.
So and she shed as well. So
that's good too. So when they start wanting to eat, they are getting ready for breeding. Now, what we'd normally do is the next step would be: is it the appropriate time to pair, even if they naturally are seeking partners? Well, normally we have a general rule in the industry that says their follicles, which is the development of they're like eggs, but they're not called eggs, they're called follicles. They have to get to around about 10 millimeters before you would normally pair. Now I've paired at 7 and 8. The very act of pairing stimulates their follicle growth, because when the girls do lock, they bowl wrap and they cool further, and the follicles grow with coolness. So if you start seeing girls bowl wrapping, that's another indication that they're building follicles. Now you haven't got an ultrasound, I have got an ultrasound, and I could pull out the ultrasound and show you on part 2 how to do that. But you could do it yourself without an ultrasound, and they call.
I think I watched that on your video.
Do you know what it's called?
I can't remember what you said, but it's where you kind of feel them as they're going through, and you can kind of feel.
Yeah. So do you want me to teach you how to palpate? Because the reality is, it's a good skill to
Yeah,
have.
I'm probably going to have to learn, because I
Let's do that. So let's
heard how much those ultrasounds were, and I've not got that kind of money.
Here we go. Last year, it's about £1,000 for one.
Yeah, I know.
But here we could take, for example, Ember, Adam up here.
Yeah, it's okay.
So this
I
is
was
the
looking
girl.
at him.
Yeah. Is he trying to come out?
He's at the front.
Yeah. There you go. You see, he wants to come out. He's smelling the hormones. Now this girl here, she was up to 10 millimeters back in February this year, and since then, she absorbed and reabsorbed, and she didn't go for me. So therefore, we didn't get anything out of her. Now I could bring her out and show you, as long as she's not in shed, how I would.
Okay, trying to grab the plant.
Do that now. So here we go. Let's have a little look at her. And what I'll do is I'll put on some gloves as well, and we'll see. Let's make sure she's not in shed. So there she is. She's come out of shed. But can you see she's on the hot spot?
Yeah.
She's looking big.
She is looking big.
And
all my females pretty much live on the hot spot, so.
Yeah. So that's good. But they will start moving on to the cold spot
when
she's building.
I've noticed they do at night. Not so much during the day.
Yeah. So Adam, if you can just grab me a couple of box of gloves there.
Yeah.
And I'll put those gloves on. I'll have a go at trying to palpate this girl and see if I can feel any follicles that she might have. And Mummy, if you take that and put on a pair of gloves yourself, because I'd like you to have a go as well, and see whether we can find any eggs in this girl.
You get
here.
in the Halloween season, black gloves.
Halloween season, yeah, and that's just around the corner.
Black gloves.
Black gloves, yeah. I've got a feeling we're going to have to do a Halloween special, because Mark's family are coming up for Halloween. So we might have to do a little Halloween party and invite you guys up. And
well, I know someone who wants to come up Halloween.
You want to come up? So let's just have a little look at this girl. Now she's quite chunky. I mean, just look at the size of her. So this is what you do. So she'll want to go into her hide. Now imagine that this is the drawer. Now if I bring, Adam has to come in here. So let's pretend that's the drawer. You'd open your drawer, and then what you do is you carefully put the girl's head back into her rub like this.
Do you want me to move her bottle?
So yeah, or we could actually do it here if you like. Let's pretend she wants to go into there. See if she does.
She's like,
You want to go in there?
You took me out. Do I really want to go back in?
Now, with your finger and thumb here, as she slides through, about halfway down, you get a feel. Oh, yeah, I can feel some follicles. So she's got about 6 or 7 follicles there, and they're probably about 10 mil. And the reason I say that is they feel like marbles.
Oh, okay. So
you can have a go if you like. If you start her halfway down, where the follicles start over halfway down, you put your finger under her tummy, thumb on there, a little bit of pressure, and let her just move through.
Okay.
Back towards here. So do you want to hold her? Right.
So about there.
Thumb and finger there. Yeah. That's it. Put her head towards the hide.
If I come your side,
and you'll feel the marbles. See if you can feel the marbles when she slides in. And that's it.
Come on.
So she'll go in now. Let her naturally slide through your hands. Feel your fingers, a bit more pressure. Squeeze a little bit tighter. Can you feel the lumps? There's some bumps, like it's very small marbles. No? Not
Oh,
feeling?
kind of.
Can you feel it?
A little bit.
Yeah, they're really small.
Yeah.
The follicles are much harder to do to check when they're bigger, but we've got really small follicles there, so she's probably about 10 mil.
Okay.
So you're feeling marbles there. I might be able to find a girl that's try another one that might have bigger follicles. You might feel them better.
I think I don't know if I felt anything. Not in a rude way.
No, but that's okay, because I was the same as you. I said to Jared, when Jared was teaching me, I said, I can't feel a thing. So don't worry if you're not feeling a thing. It is all about technique, and sometimes you've got to pinch a little bit deeper. You don't want to kind of damage the animal, but it does take a little bit of pressure to feel it.
Obviously, the smaller the follicles, the bit more pressure you got to add to find them.
Yeah, and if you're not feeling anything, it means you don't pair.
Yeah.
Because it means the follicles are so small. You don't want to squeeze it.
It's not worth it. Yeah.
Let's see if I can. I've got a funny theory that one of my girls who hasn't been eating might be bigger than I think, and I wonder whether she might give me a clutch. And this girl's called Fern. Now I think it's easier to do this. So it's actually open the drawer, and then once you get the girl, you close the drawer to about that level and let her just crawl back, then feel her, okay? So if Daddy can video this, I'll have a go with this girl here. She's not eating for me as well, but she's very chunky. So this is a fire het clown girl.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what fire looks like. She's 4 years of age. And what I'm going to do is you have to open her up a little bit. Get her open, and then let her naturally slide the door back to there. So we do the drawer to there, and then give her a reason to go back in. At the moment, she wants to come out and explore. I've chosen the wrong one here. Come on, girl. She's not really. There we go. Let her relax. Now I'm feeling for her. Now let her go. Yeah, slightly bigger. I reckon she's got 15 to 20 mil follicles. So do you want to have a little feel from there? Just put your finger and thumb, a little bit of pressure, and let her run through you. Let her naturally run through you. And can you feel any bumps?
Oh yeah.
Can you feel that?
Yeah, underneath.
Yeah. Did you feel it? Yeah. So she's last time. I think this girl had 17 mil follicles. I think because she was building last year, she might be ahead of the other girls. So there's an example of how you check. Now,
I felt that.
You can do that with Cammy. So when you go, I know she's a bit feisty, but
do they get feistier as they get ready?
Not really.
Oh, okay. No. That's just Cammy being Cammy.
Yeah. So I think what we've got there is that's good. If you felt the bumps,
I did definitely. Yeah, I felt it more on her than I did.
So practice at home and see how you go. So Mummy's done her first palpation and realised that at the tail end you were feeling the eggs there. Yeah. And so that's how we do it. So that's another way if you haven't got the ultrasound. And obviously you go delicately, but you have to be quite firm as well. Let her run through you back to her rub, and then you'll feel the bumps. And you can count how many follicles she's got as well, which will tell you how many eggs she's building.
I mean, you know what? I say she's fine, but only in her tank. When you get her out, she's fine.
Yeah.
It's inside. She's a bit.
Okay, but you've got another big girl that hasn't eaten biscuit now. Is she shed out? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would do the follicle test on her as well, see where she's going, because they're your two best bets of hitting. She is a cinnamon pied girl, and Cammy is a het clown girl. And you've got a couple of boys to put to them, haven't you? So
yeah,
which
got
boys?
Cornelius. I think Cornelius was going to go to Biscuit.
Yeah.
And Cole is going to go to. Oh no, I think we're going to do Cornelius to Biscuit and Cammy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Cammy's het clown. You were going to use Cole. Use Cole.
He's fire.
He's a fire het clown boy. So put those two together. Put the clowns together. So.
What about Okoye?
And Okoye, now how's she doing in terms of...
She's fine, she's smashing food.
But she's not up to size yet though, is she?
I don't know, I've got to weigh them.
Yeah.
I've got to find a bowl or something that I can put them in that will actually...
Okay, so you get yourself a bowl, got some scales?
Yeah, we've got some kitchen scales.
Yeah, we've got kitchen scales.
So you want it to be aimed for 1,500 grams for the girls.
She's getting bigger.
Yeah, weigh her, and when she gets up to that level, don't breed too early, because it can be dangerous if you breed too early. So I would do that. So try to bear in mind roughly 1,500 grams is the point of where you can start breeding, because they need the weight. Because when they give you a set of eggs, it's 100 gram per egg. It's 8 eggs.
Yeah.
She's only 1,500. She drops down to 7. That's a bit critical for me. I like my girls to drop down to about 1,200 if possible.
Yeah.
Build them up to 2,000 plus, so when they drop back, they're within reaching distance of next season.
Yeah.
You don't want them getting too depleted, otherwise there's a danger there. So some good questions here. Are there any other questions that you...
I mean, do you have to... I don't want this to sound like some kind of porn thing going on here.
No.
But do you have to watch them, or do you just kind of put the boys in and just leave them to it?
So, best not to disturb.
Yeah.
I often find that if I do it at night, in the morning, I had 90% locks the next morning when I woke up. 90%. Because the humidity was right. Choose the best time to do it when the weather is in your favour.
Yeah, so you said when it's stormy, didn't you?
When it's stormy and it's chucking it down, take that opportunity. And also, I would let them have up to 2 days together, because sometimes you go and have a look and they're not locked and people think, I'll take them away. The next day I go in, they're locked.
So how long does that last? Like...
Well, they can do it 5 or 6 times and it can go on for hours. So never ever separate a locking animal.
So how do you know when the deed is done? Will it be kind of like a adult partnership, human partnership, where one's that side, one's that side? It's like I've had enough of you now.
No, they've both got big smiles on their faces. Sorry, you couldn't resist that one. Poor Lucas, above your head, mate. I'll tell you, I think it's No, but the usual thing is you will probably witness a lock, but record the lock. Go to the lock, very important, and try to keep it to one male as possible, so you don't confuse your genetics. So normally the general always have a backup boy in case one boy isn't going, but perhaps have a chat with me before you decide to do that, because I might have another boy that might be able to do the deed if it needs to, which I could give to you. But what I'd say is try with your boys at the moment, and I wouldn't start breeding anyway from October. Most breeders start around about October, November. Yeah. So you're only a couple of weeks away, but don't rush into it thinking I've got to start early, because the animals are immature. Jared has checked both boys. They're both producing sperm for you. Yeah. And they're both pretty much on fire. And they've both got stud fathers.
What, Cornelius and Cole?
They both should be up for it. Okay. Yeah. The other thing to watch out for is they can go off food. The boys, they get so preoccupied with breeding.
Cole's eaten them.
Yeah, that's good.
But Cornelius hasn't. But then he's not dropped weight, so...
Yeah, he might be preparing for the breeding season. Yeah. So it's not always a bad thing if the boys go off. Just as long as you want them to be around about 700 grams before you start. People have done lower than that, it's dangerous. 700 is safe, and then you monitor that over the season. Okay. So if a boy does go off food, give them a small multi, give them a rest. Some breeders breed once a month, the girls. You only need 3 good locks at the right time. Now, the locking time would be 10mm lock is a good starter. And the reason why we start at 10, it stimulates the girls to get going. Yeah. So the very act of locking, even if your girls don't appear to be really cooling, you'll see them get ferocious with their feeding once they get a lock, and you'll see them bowl wrapping a lot more because they realise, game on. Yeah. And they start to step up. They'll respond to what you do. The next lock I try to do is at 20mm. And again, you can feel the size of the follicles. But we've got the follicle checker, which is the scanner, and when they get to 20 we do the second lock, which could take another 2 months even. A lot of people do it every month. Like, you can do 5 or 6 locks, but remember, every time you breed, it puts both animals under stress, and you want to keep stress levels down, so you have to manage that. So don't go crazy and put them in every week, but once a month is probably the most frequently you need to do. And if you've got one boy going to 3 girls, you rotate them every week. So one boy will go to 1 girl week 1, girl 2 week 2, girl 3 week 3, have a rest, give him a chance to get his strength back, otherwise he could be firing blanks. Give him a chance to rebuild his sperm count, and then give him a good meal every week if you can. Drop him down to multis if you have to. Give him something. Try to keep him feeding as much, that will sustain him through. Yeah. So that's the name of the game, but there's lots of different ways of doing it.
So how long do you... So say I put Cornelius in with Biscuit, if I hadn't witnessed anything, how long would I leave him in there for? Just overnight, or a couple of days?
I would leave it a couple of days. Okay. And record that you put them together even if you haven't seen your lock. But Amy, you're asking some really good questions, and...
yeah, so I just don't want to get it wrong.
No, it's really helpful, because a lot of breeders out there start for the first time. Adam, I want to thank you for part 1. We're going to do a part 2, because obviously I promised Luke he's going to feed them, and you've got some other questions. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Join us in part 2. We shall see you tomorrow.